So next, I'm going to talk about why it's important to promote your business on multiple channels. So I think one of the problems that most people do nowadays, because it seems like it's the cultural norm. People talk about Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and they concentrate solely on digital platforms in terms of to promote their business. There's a guy called Mark Ritson, who's a famous world marketing professor, really knows what his stuff is. And basically there's loads of case studies where essentially the more channels that you promote on, the better your success will be. So essentially, if you have, I'll go old school, along the bottom is the number of channels that you promote on. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're looking at the channels that you promote your business on, and it could be, well, face-to-face, phone calls, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. The more channels that you actually promote your business on, the better you'll do, the better you'll get customer attention, the better you'll get people's attention. And actually people trust things more if they see it from multiple angles. And what was really interesting, actually kind of sparked my interest. I actually saw this, it was in a local magazine, a print magazine, which came through my door at home the other day. And it was for Allies Group. And actually what was quite interesting, I don't know if you can quite see that, but on the kind of advert, it says, this business had a 272% increase in revenue year to year when they started to use them. So I reached out to Chris and basically said, can you tell me about it? Can you talk me through it? And what was really interesting, actually linking back to the other sectors, for one, what sparked my interest for something to talk about in terms of today is the fact that it's in print. And that caught my eye that when I scroll through my feed, I tend to ignore just kind of crap. But I think people often ignore the importance of print media and getting people stuff in person. That a major part of the reason why I do these physical packs, and I put a lot of time and effort into the paper stock and the design and the everything, is because it makes it tangible, but it's also part of my promotion. So yes, I do I haven't done any face-to-face stuff for a while, but I do my live streams, Twitter, Facebook, but I also send people packs and try and add that extra depth to my promotion. And this was just a really quick clip to both talk to people about why it's important to do multiple channels. Some people just want to do email campaigns and just email people, but you're rarely missing a trick if you don't email them, then pick up the phone. And basically what you've got face-to-face, you have online, which is all your Facebook socials. Then you have phone, you got print, you got PR, you got radio, you got TV. My point is that there are tons and tons and tons of things that you can do in ways that you can promote your business. Podcasts, which is obviously one close to my heart. And it's important for any business when you're trying to fight to survive. As long as you've got time to manage these things, the more channels you can promote on, it does work. And it's basically the science is backed up for it. But it's important to do. A lot of people just focus on one or two, which if that's all you have time to do, that's fine, and pick the two best ones. But actually, if you can do multiple things or repurpose content across multiple channels, it's really worth doing. Hi, Simon. How do you decide which social media platforms are right to start promoting your business from? Good question. So, which social platforms? Question mark. So this actually all comes down to your customer. It's the person at the other end. There's a prime example. I'm going to pick the actual page because I know Simon's got a copy. If you go to chapter 7, which is on marketing. I'm just flicking through. Okay, so you got finding your niche there. So page 98, which is all about building consumer insights. And I think on the page before, yeah, it's page 96, all about building your customer profiles. The important thing to do is it doesn't matter what you want to do, it's where your customers are. So what I would do, that was page 96. Funny when you have to write under pressure. So you got customer profiles. And then what it comes down to is, what's your aim to do? It's actually why are you looking to promote? I'm going to guess this is to do with Shy Burns and the t-shirt brand. But essentially, the only thing that matters is your customer. What do they look at? My writing is terrible. Actually, it's funny. I follow a guy called Jordan Belford. That's a Wolf of Wall Street dude on YouTube. And when he draws on his board, it's atrocious. But he still kind of, as long as he talks you through it, it kind of works. So basically, all about your customer profile. What do they look at? And that's your answer. But also, it's what you enjoy. So for instance, I don't mind doing video and doing this. And actually, I'm hopefully quite good at it. But actually, that opens up live streaming a video to me. Is where some people absolutely hate it. In which case, I would say get over your fears and do it anyway. But it's all about the customer. And then the other thing as well that people often get wrong is actually, so for me, for the consultant business, which is still what pays my bills and probably will pay my bills for another few years until the roadmap kind of takes off, all of this is actually aimed at a relatively few number of people. It could be 5 to 10 people that might hire me to do stuff with them because they've kind of seen me around, in which case LinkedIn is easily the most important thing. But it's also to do with quality, not quantity. And the reason is that, you know, realistically, it would be business owners, probably between £1 and £10 million that might want to hire me to do stuff for them. If I got 1 million views a week on YouTube from teenagers that just want to watch gaming, they're never going to buy my product. So there's no point just getting views for the sake of views unless it leads to actually the sale. And all of this. And it's whatever your aim is. Likewise, if you were just looking to launch a mental health initiative where you're just looking to get the word out about support and stuff, again, depends where they're at, what the groups are, and where your audience is what you should do. So for instance, you have Weibo, which is a massively popular Chinese network. But likewise, if your customers aren't on there or you're based just in the northeast of England, it's probably not the right platform. And that's the kind of thing that hopefully kind of makes sense. Hi, Denise. Sorry, I'm just going to read Simon's one. Is it best to try them all and see which one works and focus on the one that works best? Again, Simon, it depends on where your customers are. And basically, wherever your customers are, keep doing that. So for instance, with the live stream, I know that LinkedIn is my main target audience for a while at least. And even if nobody looks and views and interacts, I know it's the right thing to keep doing them because it'll help me get towards my goal, and actually this is where my customers are. So I would actually say no, it's not the one that in theory works best. It doesn't matter. It's just about, you know, most businesses actually get to the point where they do tons and tons of promotion. And eventually the dam breaks and they seem to be an overnight success. But it's having being confident enough to just keep going, even if nobody turns up, because you know it's the right thing to do.